Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the Falcons last year, they finished 8-9. Man, I'm questioning my rankings here real quick, but I'll just say what I have, and if I need to change it, I have them sixth in offense, fifth in passing offense, 10th in rushing offense, and then passing they were fifth. Okay, and they were 23rd in defense. What was your favorite move that the Falcons made this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I already talked about it, but the drafting of the two young defensive linemen early and being aggressive about it too. I love when teams think they're in the window because I don't think the Falcons are in the window yet. But I love when they think they're in the window and they make the moves they need to make to try to get them over the edge.
Yeah. I had that down too. And just to add, they were 31st in pressure rate last year, and they only had 31 sacks on the season, which I think was the reason why they were 31st in their pressure rate. So, getting those two young guys, I think is a positive, and like you said, that could present a huge boost to their pass rush if it works out.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, let's least favorite move.
Least favorite, I mean, I'm not really disliking anything they did that much, to be honest, this offseason. Um, because they didn't get rid of Kirk Cousins, so if Michael Penix turns out to be a complete bust, they can go back to Kirk Cousins. And their offense, the passing offense was still good last year, so even with as much people complained about how bad Kirk Cousins was, um, so I didn't really dislike much they did. They're definitely playing for the win now. Um, I guess not getting an established pass rusher, which I feel like I could say for most teams would be the thing. But I like what they did. They drafted two young guys.
Yeah. So I did that they didn't get rid of Cousins, not because I agree with you having him as sort of a crutch is good, but they made such a big deal about trading him. So it just makes
Yeah,
things awkward. So that's part of the my least favorite move. And even though I liked what the Falcons did, what they gave up to get back into the first round, I'm not necessarily a big fan of for Pierce Jr. Because
oh
like you said, if you're one or two pieces away, you go all in on these big moves. I don't feel like the Falcons are a piece or two away from getting to the Super Bowl or being a true contender. So it kind of was, even though I liked that they got two pass rushers in the draft, I didn't like what they had to necessarily give up for that second one.
yeah, and I agree with that. Where I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders, but I know a lot of people that think they're can be like go for a run in the playoffs this year. So that's where it's like that's where I like it. And but it's just one of those things. And yeah, I just don't know if they could have got anything for Kirk Cousins trading him because I honestly think Kirk Cousins at this career is a backup quarterback because he can't. I don't think he can play strongly through a full 17 game season anymore.
Yeah, and that injury obviously messed him up. So like,
Yeah.
and maybe like to be fair, it could take a year just to get everything under his belt, but who knows, Like that's the problem. Okay. Green light going into the season. What's your green flag for the Falcons?
The defensive focus this offseason, clearly the biggest weakness. They tried to address it.
Yeah.
So,
I like that. I love their running backs. I love
yeah.
Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson, even though I still wouldn't have picked a running back in the first round of a draft. I have principles, but um, I love that they have those two guys. I think that's good. And I do like that they're kind of giving the key to Penix this year and just
Mhm.
seeing what he has. I do like that as well.
Yep, might as well find out what you got in the young guy.
That's right. Red flag.
I'm not a big believer in Michael Penix.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
um, he like I know I ranked him second in the South, but we're not talking about the strongest quarterback division in the league. Like I mean, so it's like I don't know why everyone is anointing him. Like I've seen a lot of people saying how the Falcons, just like last year, were going to be the best team in the South, and I don't know what he had a couple moments where he looked good, but he just he still didn't put up an amazing second half of the season
Mm-hmm.
where it's like they had a chance to get the playoff spot from Tampa and they couldn't do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I feel like Penix went to Penix mainly because Cousin wasn't performing, but also the O line wasn't great last year. Like
yeah,
the O line wasn't the best O line, and so they needed somebody who could get out of pressured situations, with Penix can do where Cousins couldn't run, right? Like he couldn't
yeah, I
avoid the
agree.
pressure. So I agree with you as far as them anointing him too early. He like I said, I think it was 3 touchdowns, 3 interception, and less that he was 58% completion percentage. That's not great. Okay.
No.
That's pretty low. So I'm with you. It's a little premature to do that. And with that said, I also have offensive line questions, especially with McGarry. He got injured and he's out for the season already. So that makes your offensive line a little weaker. And if you're going to get the best out of Penix, you need a good offensive line for protection and for the run game. So obviously questions there now since the injury, and they weren't like the greatest offensive line to begin with going into the season.
No,
So that
no, that's fair. I just remember reading yesterday about their tackle going down.
yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, fantasy football go-tos.
Um, my fantasy football go to is Bijan Robinson. Again, a high pick. I understand that. But I think he's going to have a really good year because they're going to try to make him a main focus. Instead of trying to pass as much as they did with Kirk. I think they're going to try to rein in Penix a little more than they did with Kirk Cousins in the beginning of the year. Um, I think he's going to be a top 3 running back, which is not saying much because he's probably close to that last year, but like that would be my go-to right now for the Falcons.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think that you could also handcuff him with Tyler Algier and still be okay.
Yeah,
Like a late round, obviously. I also put uh, it might be a year to try Kyle Pitts because he is not going to be drafted very high, and the
I wouldn't.
talent is there. But I personally wouldn't touch him. I've been against this Kyle Pitts thing since the very beginning, as far as drafting him as high as they did and all that stuff. Not that he can't be a good or great tight end. It's just that's way too high for me for a tight end. So I'm saying, but this is a year like you might be able to wait till like you know, if you miss out on all the obvious tight ends, he might be a good flyer, is all I'm saying.
He's a good flyer. I wouldn't disagree with that. I feel like there's going to be someone in the draft that's going to be like, oh, he got to be better than he was last year. Because, I mean, look at how
That's true.
talented he is.
Yeah,
And
that's
I feel
true.
like every draft is going to have that one guy that's going to draft him in like the 7th round. And I wouldn't touch Michael Penix till like the 10th round. I mean,
Right.
Michael Penix, sorry. Kyle Pitts till like the 10th or maybe a little later than that, where you're taking those flyers. If you can get him in the 10th, 11th round, then go for it. But I feel like every year there's going to be a draft. Someone's like, he can't be that bad. He got too much talent for that.
That's fair. Okay. Let's do our predictions. Vegas has it at 7.5 wins. What say you,
I have him
Eric?
at 8 and 9.
Okay. Yeah. I have them 7 and 10.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
about
the weak division is the only reason I have them even doing that well. Outside of Tampa, I feel like you can get 2 free wins against the Saints when you're most teams.
mhm.
Um, so it's just like and they don't have the world's toughest schedule. They have a couple tough games, so I just I feel like 8 and 9 isn't that bad, but I could see them doing worse. I'd be surprised if they get to 10 though.
Yeah, I would be too. Yeah, 7 and 10 though. I have, yeah. Really it just depends on Penix, right? So like
Yeah.
if he ends up like taking a huge leap, they have the potential to get to 10 and be interesting, but I just can't trust it till I see it. So
Yeah, I get that.
okay, Carolina Panthers. Ready for the Panthers?
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.